9440. 4405. 944405.
Hello and welcome. I'm Jon Garlick, and I'm here with Lieutenant Falon Hurst.
How you doing, John?
And this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. So I'm doing well. Now, we can just go to the lineup real quick because I want to talk about something else before that. Look at that. So tell us what the count is.
We're up to 5,046 from the 8 new ones from the last week.
Outstanding. And you know, the guy up there in the upper left-hand corner is the guy I want to talk about.
Tony
White.
Yes.
Arrested by lots of teamwork, citizen involvement, and technology.
Correct.
All over the Southeast.
All over, and more than that, honestly, but where he ended up in the Southeast.
So tell us how he got caught.
We had a lookout on Tony's vehicle nationwide, and we knew what Tony was driving, and we were looking for him nationwide. And actually, through a friend of mine in Georgia contacted me and said that he had gotten information that Tony was on I-75 in Kentucky. And he knew some people over there on an interdiction team with the state troopers. And so I coordinated with him to get him to what they needed to be looking for, and they found him, and they called us back, and they made us all very happy that evening.
Awesome stuff, you know. That is teamwork, technology, and important stuff. So we appreciate all the work the Sheriff's Office did and all your friends, and we're going to appreciate you if you stay tuned for the first half of the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. The first half of our lineup this week brought to you by Abe's Ace Bail Bonds, located at 3086 Highway 78 in Heflin, Alabama. Their phone number 256-831-0074. First up in the first half of our lineup, Wendy Martinez. Miss Martinez, last known to be living in Oxford. She's wanted for failure to appear, for possession of a controlled substance and use, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And this is James Smith Jr. Mr. Smith, last known to be living in Ohatchee. He's wanted for failure to appear in receiving stolen property first, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And take a look at Takia Williams. Miss Williams, last known to be living in Mumford. She's wanted for failure to appear for identity theft. And this is Joshua Bombard. Mr. Bombard, last known to be living in Alexandria. He's wanted for failure to appear on aggravated child abuse. And meet Anwar Diop. Mr. Diop, last known to be living in Birmingham. He's wanted for failure to appear for obstruction of justice using a false ID and theft of property second. And take a look at Kenneth Scott. Mr. Scott, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property first. And this is Mario Smith. Mr. Smith, last known to be living in Mobile. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property first. And meet Lori Walker. Miss Walker, last known to be living in Glencoe. She's wanted for failure to appear on obstruction of justice by using a false ID. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup where you might know where they are. And if you do, call Crime Stoppers or call the Sheriff's Office. Call Falon. You call He Hauls. We're here with our recurring guest, Alberta McCrory, Mayor of Hobson City, on our ongoing quest to keep promoting Hobson City and all the wonderful things you guys are doing. So what are you doing now?
John, I really do appreciate what you're doing, allowing me to come here on a regular basis to talk about Hobson City. This really means a lot to us in terms of getting information out about Hobson City and people viewing the YouTube that you have posted and so forth. And so we really appreciate this. We appreciate you.
We love doing it. It's a community segment, and this is all about community. And
right.
You guys are doing so much.
And, well, tomorrow, because of the rising numbers in COVID again, we are doing getting the health navigator that we have with our health literacy project. Mm-hmm. They will be doing vaccinations with the quality of life
and where
health
will that
center,
be?
and that would be in Hobson City at the FEMA building, which is back of the school building.
Mm-hmm.
And that address is 715 Martin Luther King Drive, and that's open to any and everybody who wants to come. You can get vaccinated, and you can also get your booster.
Oh,
And
great.
so if you want to get that done, you're welcome to come to Hobson City.
Do you know which
tomorrow.
vaccine they're running?
I don't know. I didn't ask her which one. I think they, and I won't say I think because I don't know. But
One of the two.
they one of the
Right,
two,
Falon.
Yes.
Moderna or Pfizer is what they have.
Yep.
And the other thing I'm excited about is, we have what we call a Nehemiah project, and we wanted to begin phase 1 on that project, which is building new homes in Hobson City on that 13 acres of land that we have. So we partnered with Fresh Start a couple of years ago, and they received a grant of $333,000 to get started with that project. So we are happy about getting that first parcel of land surveyed, and they have the information that they need to move forward. And we hope that we'll see some groundbreaking and a house going up sometime in August.
So how many acres did you say?
Well, it's 13 acres, but we just starting out with 2 acres.
Okay.
Trying to develop a plan for getting the other acreage developed, and we don't have all of that in place. So we're talking to some other developers now to see who may have the best proposal for coming in and helping us get that done.
Well, you know, you can put all kinds of size houses on there. Falon is an expert in those tiny houses, aren't you?
Unfortunately.
Okay, and you know what? That's not out of the picture. When we first started, that was something that we looked at. I used to see those on TV all the time, and I
Yeah.
think they're really neat.
Yeah,
and
my wife and
especially-
I live in one. It's
Okay,
fun unless it's raining.
yeah, and
What happens when it's
especially.
raining?
You're stuck. You're just stuck. You know?
Okay, you're stuck inside.
You're just stuck inside.
Okay.
It's like being on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And then, we are planning for our big event in August that starts on August the 14th, which is our Hobson City Founders Day Festival.
Okay.
And we have, on the 14th of August, we're asking everyone to gather in the park with us. We're asking everybody to wear white and to bring your balloons if you want to release a balloon in honor of a family member who's passed during COVID, because what COVID didn't allow us to celebrate and have repasses and do some of those traditional things that you do. And some families didn't even get a chance to be with their family members during those final hours, because of COVID. And so we want to kind of have a releasing. And so we'll have several ministers to bring words of encouragement. We're going to have some singing, and we may have some releasing of doves. We don't know, but we just want it to be a just good spiritual atmosphere to just kind of get people set for just release, even with COVID still being here. And because it impacted our community greatly just a few weeks ago, because we had so many people who had attended an event, and several people in the community, developed COVID. So
I wonder how you arrange getting doves to release like that.
there is a company here that does that. I've seen them do it at funerals, so
Really?
I'll have to ask someone how to get in contact with someone who can do that for us.
That's interesting, because I wonder if they recover the doves. Or they
I
just-
think they come back.
They
I
come
think
back? They're like homing doves. Okay.
I think they come back. I think somebody told me that they do.
Oh.
That's interesting. That I think maybe they leave the little cage there where once they release them, and that they know to come back to that place. I'll have to
That's
look into
interesting.
that.
That's really interesting. So that's coming up on the 14th. We're going to have you back on the show before that so you can talk more
Yes,
about that.
right.
We're going to take a break right now. When we get back, we'll talk about more of what's going on in Hobson City, but stay tuned for the second half of the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the second half of our lineup. This half of the lineup brought to you by Chris and John's Bail Bonding. Their address, 103 Old Gadsden Highway in Anniston. Their phone number, 256-3438-004. And meet Christy Gray. Miss Gray, last known to be living in Birmingham, she's wanted for failure to appear on receiving stolen property third. And this is Carter Adams. Mr. Adams, last known to be living in Hazel Green, Alabama. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property second. And meet Amanda Westcott. Miss Westcott, last known to be living in Atala, she's wanted for probation violation on possession of a controlled substance. And this is Dustin Sailors. Mr. Sailors, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted on a bond revocation for domestic violence second assault. And we'd like you to take a look at Andrietta Bolding. Miss Bolding, last known to be living in Birmingham, she's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property first. And this is Brittany Allen. Miss Allen, last known to be living in Birmingham, she's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property first. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these folks, please call Crime Stoppers. That number, 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup. And if you did, you know where they are. Call Crime Stoppers, call the Sheriff's Office. We're here with Alberta McCrory, the mayor of Hobson City. And we're talking about all the cool stuff that Hobson City's got going on. You got the Founders Day, August 14th, building new houses. We'll be breaking ground soon. But what else you got?
Okay, and let me just say, you know, if a person's interested in the houses, you know, they can contact City Hall for now, or Fresh Start Homes. Christopher Lenz is the person, that's the developers who are working with us on that piece of.
It'll be a
phase
while
one.
before the houses are built, though, right?
No, they're going to start in August.
They're going
That's
to
the
start
plans.
building in August? So when
This
do you
has been out here for a couple of years.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
So people need to get on a waiting list, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And there's some other things that we got going on as far as making sure that the people qualify. We have some people who will help with the financial literacy,
Okay.
things like that. And so we want to make sure
Sure.
they know what to do if they need to do something to straighten up some things on the credit.
Okay.
Anything that may hinder them, we want to make sure that they, you know, if they want to, that they can
So
purchase a home.
do you have a list now of people? Is
We
there
don't
a-
have a list.
Oh, so people need to start calling. Okay. So who
Yeah.
do they contact again? Let's get that
Just
out there.
contact the clerk's office at City Hall.
Okay.
Right now.
Call City Hall in Hobson City. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
And so and that starts on the Founders Day starts on Sunday. I believe it is Tuesday night. We have the community night called Celebrating Who We Are. There's a young lady by the name of Vanessa Williams who's coordinating that event, and she will have young speakers from the community, entrepreneurs and others. And also she's having an all-male fashion show.
Oh, really?
All males.
Oh, who's going to be in that?
You know, I don't know yet. I've got to see who the people are that she
We
has.
haven't had one of those in a long, long time.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, she said so. She said that she enjoys doing that more than, you know, working with the females. So we're gonna have. So she's coordinating that, and then we have invited the Alabama Historical Commission, the Alabama Black Heritage Council, which is part of the Historical Commission. And they were very instrumental in helping Hobson City in 2009 when we underwent some problems with some financial problems that occurred as a result of IRS freezing this town's assets,
Oh.
which came about because the mayor probably wasn't wrong in and what he did, maybe wrong in his approach, because at that time, IRS did not recognize Hobson City as a city.
Really?
And so the mayor couldn't understand, if you don't recognize us as a city, then why are you taking our tax money?
That's right.
Yeah.
and that's really what happened. He just didn't know how to go about. I guess the person that he was talking to wanted to just get what was owed to them, and he was trying to get to the bottom of what can we do about
To be recognized.
being recognized and making our town a legal town again. And so when those assets were frozen, some people called the Historical Commission to talk about Hobson City, because it is Alabama's oldest incorporated black township.
Yeah.
And they wanted to know how they could go about, saving the city. And, there were articles in the paper all around the country talking about Hobson City and how it used to be, and long gone heydays, and the town is about to go under, and all those kinds of things. And they put Hobson City, when I say they, the Historical Commission put Hobson City on their list of 10 places in peril. Every year they create that list of these places. So when they came to Hobson City, one of the things they helped to do was to put the old school on the state list of significant places. And they also put our cemetery on that list because it's one of the oldest cemeteries in this area. And if I'm not mistaken, Hobson City may have been the first cemetery in Calhoun County placed on that list. And so it's called Hobson City Memorial Gardens. And I don't know how far back graves goes in that,
Do you know,
area.
Falon? You're a historian.
I did know at one point, but I couldn't recall it right off the top of my head. But
And
yeah.
I want you to come down there and see our museum that we're working with. I think you'll enjoy it.
Sure, I will. Yeah, I will.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he'd love that.
Mm-hmm. And so we've already extended an invitation to USDA. So they'll be sending someone from their office to come. We have someone from the University of Alabama Department of Economics Development. And we've also have Jennifer Green, who's the Director of Economic Development at Jacksonville State. And they'll participate in the panel. They'll be given so many minutes to discuss what it is that they do and how they may, help the city.
You need to get our congressman down there, don't you think?
We have him on the list to contact.
Okay.
Either he comes or sends somebody from his office. He was down there not long ago to our Head Start.
Okay.
So absolutely, he's on the list. So we still got time to
very
get
quickly,
him
because
lined up.
we've only got a few seconds left. Tell us
Okay.
what else you got to tell us.
Okay, now we do have the big Mayor's Heritage Banquet coming up on the 18th of August.
Oh, you'll be back for that.
And Charles Person will be our guest speaker for that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll have you on before all of that so that you can tell us more about it. Right now, we're going to go to the Crime Stoppers portion and then the Crazy Criminal here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Welcome to the Crime Stoppers part of our show where we ask you to help us with the following cases. First up, on July 7th, a large assortment of hand tools, sawzalls, drills, safety ropes, climbing harnesses, extension cords, and a grinder were stolen from a work trailer on Highway 78 East in Anniston. And on July 6th, the red Troy-built 46-inch Bronco lawnmower was stolen from the front parking lot of Aaron's on South Quintard in Anniston. If you know any information about these cases, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number 1-833-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Falon, it's crazy criminal time.
It's always crazy criminal time.
Well, we know you have your share of crazy criminals. But this one, tell us about this one.
This one, I don't have his name right off, comes to us from pretty close. I think the last time I did one, it was from the UK.
What are we looking at here?
This is a capsized kayak in a creek up near Hoax Bluff, which is just next door to us in Etowah County.
Okay.
Some neighbors called their police department and the sheriff's office and told them they had a guy stealing lawnmowers and weed eaters out of their yard. They got there. The guy decided he didn't want to go to jail. Was going to try the woods instead, found a creek, and jumped in a kayak, and they had to chase kind of along the side of the kayak. And unlike you, he's not much of a boat person, so he ended up capsizing and swimming to a rescue.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, that looks like a pretty heavy rapid there, but that could be deceiving.
That's not how it's supposed to go.
No. Flipping a kayak over is kind of, and that's a weird looking kayak.
Yeah, it's a little short one. It was a kid's kayak,
It's
maybe.
a kid's kayak. And what is that? Is that his head floating there? What is that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe that's not him. Just maybe some clothes. So we have a rash of lawnmower theft here.
Yeah, they're more valuable now with gas in them, probably.
Well, all right. So if you're having your lawnmower stolen, or if you just want to go kayaking, just be aware there are people looking out for you.
That's right.
My goodness. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in this week. We're so happy you guys caught good old Lamar White.
No, as are we. Tony White. Yeah.
Tony White.
Tony
We're
Lamar,
so
yeah.
glad you caught Tony White. And, that really is an example of everybody working together.
Yep.
Tons of people out there searching for the victim, and then technology and partnerships and communications brought him to justice. And now we'll just see what ends up happening to him.
Yep.
I hope, and I think, and you tell me if we can talk about this or not, but are we not thinking he may be a suspect in other cases?
There are some similarities between his case and some others that have been unsolved, and we're hoping that DNA proves that.
Well, I hope that DNA proves that so that those get solved and that he gets more justice brought to him. And we hope you tune in with us again next week and we see you here, but not in the lineup, on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.